Alright, so we're going to actually go ahead and proceed to answer this question. If a is equal to negative 2, b is equal to negative 4, and c is equal to 6, find the value of these expressions. So let's go ahead. It's 2.1.2, 2.1.1. So 2.1.2, a, b, c over b, if a is equal to negative 2. So a is equal to negative 2. It means for this question, in the place of a, we're going to substitute negative 2. We use brackets. In the place of b, we are going to use negative 4 in brackets. In the place of c, we are going to use 6 in brackets. Then over b is negative 4 in brackets. Alright? Then we utilize BODMAS, right? Because this is multiplication in the numerator. Right? Negative times a negative is positive. Positive times a positive gives us a positive. So we have a positive value. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48 over the negative 4. Alright? Then positive divided by negatives gives us a negative. Alright? And then 48 divided by 4 gives us gives us 12. So the answer is negative 12, because a positive divided by negatives gives us a negative. So the answer is, and then 48 divided by 4 is negative 12. I hope that makes sense. So that's 2.1.2. 2.1.3, alright, that was 2 marks and I finished it in under like 2 minutes, which is good for time. 4 to the power x is equal to 64. Alright, now the bases here are not the same. Alright, and in order to make 4 to the power x the base 4 be the base for even this side, alright, it is clear that 4 to the power x can be written as, now 64 can be written as 4 to the power 3. Alright, because 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times another 4 gives us 64. So that means when the bases are the same, we can drop the base and equate the exponents. That's one way of doing it. Another way one could have done it is by using the prime base. Alright, so if 4 to the power x is equal to 64, then we would have done this. 4 can be written as 2 if it's a prime base, 2 to the power 2. That's all raised to the power x. Then 64 can be written as 2 to the power 6, alright, which is very important. Then obviously we multiply the 2 and the x there to get 2 to the power 2x and 2 to the power 6. I hope that makes sense. Now the bases are the same. They are both prime bases. Then we can go ahead and say 2x is equal to 6. Because the bases are the same, we can drop the base and equate the exponents. So 2x is equal to 6. Then we divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2. And then we get a nice answer of x is equal to 3. So that's basically how we would go about doing this problem, just going about it a different way. So here we basically just made it so that it conforms to the same base. Since we have base 4, we just changed our 64 so that it has the same base as this base, alright? Not necessarily a prime base, okay? That is an acceptable way to actually approach the question. Or we could obviously go ahead and make sure we change the 4, which is not a prime base, it's composite. So we change this 4 into a prime base, and then we change that to a prime base, and then we can actually drop the base, equate the exponents, alright? Because 2 times x is 2x here. When we apply the law, then we can go ahead and actually then solve for x. We still get x is equal to 3. Then 2.1.4, which is the last question under question 2. This is how we would go about this one. The question is 3x minus 1 is equal to 8. We are supposed to solve for x there. Okay, so that is 3x. We transpose the negative 1, it becomes plus 1 on the right hand side. Then we have 3x is equal to 9. Then we divide both sides by the coefficient, which is we divide both sides by 3. So whatever is there next to x, if it was a negative 3, I would have divided by negative 3 both sides. But since it's positive 3, then x is equal to 3 goes into 9 how many times? 3 times. 3 fits into 9 3 times, which is basically our answer. X is equal to 3. Guys, I've just answered basically how many marks, I've answered these 7 marks under 7 minutes, which is basically time saved, because it's actually good when one budgets to basically spend a minute on a 1 mark question. All right, don't spend more than that, because that will then afford you the opportunity that at the end, when you finish the paper, so that you can check and verify the accuracy of your answers and your working outs. I hope that was helpful. Thank you.